I'm standing on the Kuakini Highway, and when you look on your map for the course, it's right at the outset of the bike. In fact, this point that I'm standing at is about 4.5 miles. About 8 kilometers is the turn, or 5 miles just ahead. And the gradient is between 2 to 4%. I always remind my athletes that there are 3 climbs in the first 8 miles, and they happen to be in town. You're getting out of the swim, you go up the backside of Kuakini Hill, come roaring down, and then you're on the Kuakini Highway to the turn point. You're coming back down to the base of Kuakini Hill and then climbing up it again. So you've got 2 Kuakini Hills plus the Kuakini Highway. And this section's dreadful. It's just wicked. It's always hot. There's very little wind breeze through this section. It's the 2 to 4% that I was talking about, and it almost feels like you don't have any pressure in your tires. And I've heard a lot of athletes say, God, I just was going so slow on this. Well, I'll say go slow. Go at the pace that's in control. And if you're overzealous on this part, as I have seen with a lot of the pros, where they're trying to make up time out of the water, it can really smash you for the rest of the race. In other words, be patient on this segment. Make sure that you're standing up a little bit to stretch out your back and your shoulders. That's really paramount, so that you're not tight and trying to just hold a narrow position and hold that top end or that high wattage that you're used to. Back off a little bit. Sit up, stand up, get through this section, and realize that there are 3 climbs. So what's your tactic on this first 8 miles or 13K of the ride that's in town? You better have a tactic, and I think if you just take it comfortably, you'll get through this part, and then you're on the Queen K, where the real damage and the real assault can begin. One of the things I mentioned coming out of T1 is not to be overzealous in your consumption of calories or solid food. Wait until you allow your body to reach equilibrium. And this is a really hard section on the bike, and saying that, I think, well, do you reach equilibrium on the Kuakini Highway? You're up and down. A lot of people attack this grade, which is a mistake. And so you get heart rate pitches that are going to go up and then come back down again. The one thing you don't want to do is to say, gee, I need to have a lot of fluid right now because I'm going to get out in the Queen K. Just wait until you get through this section, at least up the top of Kuakini Hill, and then introduce your calories, your fluid, and your water. If you feel like you need a little bit of replacement, a small sip of your fluid replacement drink or water is fine, but don't overdo it.